Introduction. Congratulations on your new apartment. Before you make it official, you're going to want to carefully read through your lease. A lease is a legally binding agreement between you and your landlord, so you should understand what you're signing off on. You'll also want to keep a dated copy of your lease in case you have an issue in the future. Page 1. In this video, we're going to walk you through a sample lease, common sections included, and red flags to watch out for. The first page of a lease usually indicates the type of residence, the length of a lease, the cost of rent and security deposit, and the owner and tenant's names and information. Page 2. Pay close attention to this section, which tells you what you'll be liable for if there is damage to the apartment. It also includes rules about decorating, such as painting walls and hammering nails. Note that the tenant will be liable for damages made by any guests in the apartment. When renting an apartment, you're not only renting the space, but certain services, appliances, and utilities. Your lease should outline which appliances and utilities, if any, are included in your lease. Your lease should include the landlord's policy on subletting. According to the Metropolitan Council on Housing, sublet means that a tenant is temporarily leaving the apartment, renting it to someone else, and intends to later return to the apartment. You can find more information about subletting under the Landlords and Roommates section of this guide. Be aware that you must get consent to legally sublet your apartment. A lease will also tell you what will happen if you default on your lease, that is, if you break the lease and terms of agreement. Here it says the tenant is allowed 2 written notices before the landlord can start eviction proceedings. Page 5. Pay attention to what rights you're giving up, outlined here, and don't be afraid to ask questions if something doesn't feel right. You are only guaranteed what's written in this lease, so make sure you get everything important in writing. Page 6. Here is an example of an addendum, specific rules that a landlord may add. Your lease may or may not have this, so check for it and keep it in mind. You made it to the end. Remember, dealing with your landlord can be intimidating and stressful, but you have the right to ask for clarification, additions, and negotiations when signing a lease. Be sure to read your lease thoroughly, advocate for yourself, and keep a dated copy on hand.